Good evening, guys. Welcome to the body transformation training this evening. Welcome everyone. Glad you're here. I want everyone to look at Todd Bagley's freshly shaven face. Smooth as a baby's bottom. Look at that.
It's not really fresh anymore. It's got a little stubble, but we'll take it back down.
He got his forehead extended. He shaved. He's trying to be so impressive for this call tonight.
I'm just trying to embrace the baldness.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both. Guys, I sound like I smoked a bunch of cigarettes before the call. I'm sorry. A little under the weather last week. I feel fine right now, but for some reason it stuck with me. So it's kind of like this sexy Barry Manilow, like low voice. So we're running with it.
Low.
Sexy Barry Manilow might be overselling it a little, Shane.
What are you trying to say, T?
It's not unusual to be in love with anyone.
That's not Barry Manilow.
Oh, who was that?
Isn't it?
I don't know. All I know is that was really good.
That's like
Engelbert Humperdinck
or somebody like
Tom
that.
Jones,
Engelbert
yeah.
Humperdinck. Tom Jones.
That was Tom Jones.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, for you guys that are suffering from thinning hair, I've got a great suggestion for you. There's a wonderful product out there.
I knew that one was coming. That was like, we set ourselves up for that one. So, all right, welcome, guys. Appreciate everyone. Teach, can you also watch the mutes?
Can you make sure I'm an admin for this call? Because I'm seeing people in the waiting room, but I'm not getting the option to add.
I can do that.
There we go.
I was about to say, I can't do that. That's a Cassie function. Well, guys, we give everyone just a few minutes to jump on. Welcome to our webinar this evening. I am so excited to do this, but before we get it started, before we grip it and rip it, before we launch and get rolling tonight, I'm going to ask, it says confirm that you are speaking Spanish. No, I am not. No estoy hablando español. Okay, I don't know. Zoom all of a sudden detected a little Spanish accent. Okay, before we get started tonight, we're just going to hit the record button and then get officially started. We've got 10 pages of people, so won't have time to say hi to each and every one of you. As always, before we get started, Todd, TJ, JQ, the rest of us here at corporate, Cassidy, Michelle's probably on as well. Just want to thank everyone for the sacrifice that they make to take time out of the busy schedule and join us for this call this evening. I want to thank Todd as our featured presenter. He's got so much great information for you guys. So just appreciate everyone. Appreciate jumping on. I see some of our AC members also jumping on. Appreciate you guys and your support. Thank you. And Cass, let's hit record and then let's get ready to go. Okay, looks like we're recording now. Want to welcome each and every one of you out to our body transformation training series this evening. We're very excited to share with you some important messages. So last week, we talked a lot about product, body transformation product. Obviously, we're a product company and we sell product. And we talked in particular about two products. So the first was, if you want to go to the next slide, Cass. Let's see. Okay.
Shane, you're on Spanish. You're Spanish. You're on mute.
Yeah, we can't do the mute all thing because it mutes me. So you're gonna have to mute one at a time. So thanks, Todd. So last week we focused mostly on product. Okay, we had a product seminar with our head of product, Jen Anderson, who did a great job outlining two outstanding new products and the entire body transformation system. So each week we want to do a little recap of what we talked about last week in this 4-part series. So last week we talked about the body transformation products. We talked about the two new products that we'll name when we launch at the Fall Social Marketing Summit on September 21st. The first, and really the hero of the body transformation system, is product number 1, helps curb cravings and helps you feel fuller, longer, and faster. And I can totally relate this to be true, as can the other people that are part of our body transformation challenge right now in our pre-launch group. All of them have definitely felt this satiation effect where it helps you feel full. It also takes and reduces those cravings. It helps your body boost its natural GLP-1 production. So this isn't ingesting GLP-1. It's not injecting GLP-1. It's helping our body increase GLP-1 production, helps curb those cravings. Like so many times after dinner, I want to eat sweets or something before you go to bed, that bowl of ice cream. And this product's going to help control those sugar cravings. Shamri says it great. I love how she talks about helps control that food noise that you have sometimes where you're not really hungry, but Todd described it as like you stand in front of the fridge. I do this all the time and you don't know why you're there. You're not hungry, but you're standing there looking for something to eat. It has to do with that cravings, those cravings that you're having. Aids in controlling your appetite, supports your glucose metabolism, helps support healthy blood sugar levels. Remember, we talked a lot last week about body transformation is all about controlling blood sugar. When you eat sugary foods, your blood sugar spikes and then your insulin spikes along with it. Todd's going to go over that again tonight, how to control those blood sugar spikes and your insulin response, how to get them back in range as fast as possible, how to open and maximize our fat burning windows. Todd's going to go through that tonight. But our program that we're going to run through is in conjunction with these awesome products. These products are designed to work and they work beautifully by themselves. But when you combine them synergistically with a program that's also designed to help control blood sugar levels, the results are miraculous. And you see that in our 28-person test group. So we're going to go through some of that tonight. Supports antioxidant activity, boosts your body's natural defense against free radicals, and supports the body's natural ability to fight antioxidant stress. So this is the hero of the line, this product to be named later in September. We're excited for you guys to try it. It tastes great. I don't know that we've mentioned it, but it's a peach mango flavor. It's delicious. It's in a stick pack. You mix it with water. You want to mix it and drink it right away, as it does contain fiber and other things, so it will set if you let it sit too long, but it is delicious. Yeah. Okay. Product number 2 we talked about to help build lean muscle. It helps reduce muscle soreness after exercise. It's the building block for muscle repair and protection. It includes branched chain amino acids, plus L-glutamine, L-arginine, betaine, and taurine. These are all key components to help recover after workouts faster and help build lean muscle. Contains the industry standard of 2-to-1-to-1 ratio of these key building blocks of muscle there, and then contains 6 grams of amino acids. So this drink, to be named later in September, is delicious. It's a blueberry raspberry mix, and this is something that you would drink throughout the day. It's delicious. You don't have to take it with a meal. We ask that you do it in conjunction with your activity. And speaking of activity, that's another pillar of the program that we're going to talk a little bit tonight. So like I said, last week, we focused really quite a bit on the products of the body transformation system. And so many people have asked, these 28 people that have lost, almost 450 pounds now, guys. 28 people, 450 pounds in 9.5 weeks. I mean, what an impressive statistic. But now that we talked products for a long time, people are like, well, what program are they following? Is it complicated? Is it simple? Could I follow it too? How does it work in conjunction with the products? What is required in this program? So tonight, we brought the godfather of the body transformation program. We're going to change the title down there to that. Todd Bagley. And Todd Bagley is going to run through the pillars of the body transformation program that these 28 people have been following for 9.5, 10 weeks and getting amazing results in conjunction with taking these products. So Todd, thank you for being on the call tonight. And I'm going to kick it to you to take it away with the body transformation program.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shane. The Godfather. Wow, that is That's a lot to live up there to. I thought it was El Jefe, but I'll take Godfather. They're both great. Guys, so excited for tonight. Get to finally unleash this program, this incredible program that these 28 participants have been following for the last 10 weeks and who have been absolutely crushing it. So we're going to go into that, give you a little bit of history. So before my Modere days, I used to work with medical professionals. And we would go around to endocrinologists, we would go around to family medicine, bariatric surgeons, we would go to functional wellness conventions, anti-aging conventions, set up booths, and we would essentially sell a program to doctors to get their patients on it. And it was a program that we had discovered that works really well. And because it's not a Band-Aid, this isn't a diet, this is a lifestyle. What we have discovered is that 1 in 3 Americans have metabolic syndrome. Okay. So 1 in 3, that's outstanding. Metabolic syndrome means you have 3 or more of the following. Okay. So high waistline or large waistline, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, and high glucose. Okay. So if you have 3 or more of those, you are considered to have metabolic syndrome. And the general cause for this, and the general cause for a lot of the obesity and all the things that are happening in America today, is because of blood sugar fluctuations, which is causing insulin to be in our bodies all day long. So with our program overview, we're going to explain a little bit how we can combat this. Okay. So blood sugar and insulin responses is the first thing we're going to talk about. We're going to introduce to you some of I call them the macro concepts. Okay. The macro concepts is 4-4-12 without snacking, low glycemic eating, 30 minutes of activity each day, and something that we call a reset meal. So with the blood sugar and insulin responses, generally what happens is, we wake up in the morning and the first thing we want to do is eat, right? And for a lot of Americans, what we eat for breakfast typically is spikes our blood sugar, right? It's usually simple carbohydrates. It could be sugary cereal. It could be even just a lot of smoothies, right? They're full of sugar, things like that. It spikes our blood sugar. We go to work, maybe like around 10 o'clock. We want a snack. We spike our blood sugar again. We go to lunch. And so we're just constantly spiking our blood sugar throughout the day. And as we do that, our insulin raises, and our insulin never really has the chance to fully come back down. And as long as insulin is in our bodies, and Shane talked about this a little bit last week about the insulin and the fat, comparison. As long as there's insulin in our bodies, we can't burn fat. Insulin is a fat storing hormone. It's anabolic. And when it can only store so much fat, it then overflows into what we call triglycerides, right? And so this is just not good stuff. So there are some ways to go after all of this. And so the first thing we want to talk about is what's called eating a low glycemic diet. The thing I love about a glycemic diet is it's just really simple to explain, and it's really simple for people to understand. What the glycemic index is, it's determined by how quickly foods can be digested. So the longer it takes to digest, the more friendlier it is on the glycemic index. Okay, so we have a scale here that rates it from low, medium to high. And so we really want to stay in that low glycemic area. Pretty much there, you can eat as much as you want, as long as you're eating those lows. In that medium level, we want to be a little careful. We can still enjoy those foods, but we tell people to only eat from there maybe, 3 or 4 times a week. And then anything that's in that high, over that 70, we ask people to just avoid completely. Those are just going to create a really high blood sugar response. So the really nice thing about prioritizing low glycemic eating is it works for everybody. It doesn't matter if you don't want to eat dairy, or you don't want to eat fish, or you don't want to eat meat, if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, if you're whatever. If it's a religious thing, guess what? Anyone can eat, because you can eliminate whatever food groups you want, or you can add whatever. So you just pick and choose. It's really simple. We have a lot of great recipes already as we've gone through this. So the thing I love most about it is it's just really simple, and anyone can eat what they want off of this. So Going to a low glycemic diet's a little bit different, but you really feel the benefits super fast. And so we've had these 28 participants go through, and I'm just so excited for them. I don't want to say the word proud, it just sounds weird, but I am so proud of these 28 participants because they just trusted the process. They got in here, they're having huge results. And so I wanted each one of them to kind of help talk about one of these principles. So the first one, I wanted to have Tanya talk about how low glycemic eating has been for her and the benefits that she has seen. So Tanya, I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself. Love to just kind of have you tell us how the experience been for you eating low glycemic.
Okay.
There you go.
Is it there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah, like Todd said, it's super simple. I've done lots of different diets in the past, and I've actually looked at low glycemic eating in the past. And when I looked at it, this is the one that I looked at and said, no way, I'm not going to do this. And I just, went on by. But when we started this, I said, I'm all in, I'm going to do this. And when I started it, I was so surprised. I actually, sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, guys.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
When it gave me more energy, I am a person that has a lot of inflammation. And so right away, I started noticing that my inflammation started going down immediately. My digestive system, because of all the fiber that we have to add to our diet, my digestive system got much more regulated, and I wasn't a very regular person. Also with this kind of eating, I also noticed that I wasn't hungry like an hour later, 2 hours later. And before, I would always notice I was hungry so much quicker. Like I would have just eaten like an hour and a half earlier and I would be hungry again. And with this, I just wasn't hungry. It just kept me so much fuller, and I contributed to that these foods are so much more higher in fiber. And the one thing is I thought I was gonna just like miss my coffee so much with my cream, and no big deal. Black coffee girl I am now. Love my black coffee. So I think that's like the biggest thing. Oh, and let me say this. When you start eating this way, collagen gives you a glow. Start eating this way, and collagen plus eating this way and the curb or the product, it 10x's our glow.
So Tanya, I've noticed on your Facebook, yeah, you really do look like you're glowing, and it's amazing. So let me ask you this question: since you're eating low glycemic and we're not counting calories, are you eating enough? Do you feel like you're getting full? You're getting all the food you need and nutrients?
100%. I'm full. I mean, I'm not ever hungry. So I think eating this way, along with the product that we're taking, I'm always full. I mean, sometimes it's like, oh, I got to eat again. With the 4-4-12, we have to eat 3 times a day. And it's like, okay, I guess it's time to eat again. So, but yeah, I'm full. I feel absolutely wonderful.
Okay, and very last, Tanya, I appreciate you jumping on here with us tonight. What would you say is your biggest non-scale victory?
My biggest non-scale victory is going to be, I'm going to say my inflammation, because I have struggled so bad with inflammation. That is such a big deal for me. And eating this way it's just pretty non-existent for me now. And just not being so swollen anymore. And I've had some inflammation of my bladder in the past, and that has just been, I've done very well. And this eating plan has been absolutely amazing for my health.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tanya. I really appreciate you joining and sharing that with us tonight. Guys, she's done an incredible. So again, with eating this low glycemic diet, the best part is we don't count calories. You don't have to like portion things out. Like when you're eating low glycemic, just eat till you're full. That's all you have to do. Keeps it very, very simple. So that's the first thing, low glycemic diet. The second part is 4-4-12. Okay. This is going to help you tap into your fat burning zones. And all this means is that you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to have breakfast, and then you're going to wait 4 hours, and then you're going to have lunch, and then you're going to wait 4 hours and have dinner, and then you're going to go 12 hours before you eat breakfast the next day. Cass, if you want to go to the next slide, you can see here, and really the trick to this is no snacking. This is what makes this so effective. Now, today, a lot of people would call this intermittent fasting or a form of intermittent fasting. You know, 40 years ago, we just called this normal eating, right? So we just become a society where we constantly want to be putting things in our mouth and snacking. This helps us do that, and it keeps away those blood sugar fluctuations. Okay. The other thing it does is it gives your digestive system a break. Okay. It lets it calm down, lets everything move along, and it does wonders. Okay. So the trick though is no snacking. And this is the hard part, but as you do the low glycemic diet and you start doing this and you take the new product we're about to launch, those GLP-1 levels start to increase, like Jen said last week. And all of a sudden, you don't have that craving to snack anymore. You feel fuller much longer, and it just works beautifully. So with 4412, there is also a nutrition guide that we have available for everybody. And we're going to continue to add to this. But it makes it really simple to be like, hey, here's all the foods to eat. Here's all you can enjoy. Here's the ones that are in moderation. And here are the ones that are high glycemic impact. Okay. And again, if you ever have a question on if it's low glycemic or not, you can always just Google it, and it tells you. You can ask for the glycemic range, and it'll tell you the value of whatever food that you want to eat. So keep in mind, the 4-4-12, it's just a minimum of 4 hours, right? So if I wake up at 8 o'clock, I don't want to eat again until at least noon. If I go to 1 o'clock, that's fine. Even if I went to 2 o'clock, maybe that's a little too long, but that's okay too. Like, it's not strictly eat exactly on 4 hours. We just want to have a minimum of 4 hours between each meal and a minimum of 12 hours between dinner and breakfast the next day. So this again really helps keeps those blood sugar levels low, gets that insulin down. You get into a fat burning zone in different periods throughout the day, and then you go to bed and you get that long fat burning zone, and it is awesome. So to talk about 4412, guys, we have an incredible person here. She has done incredible on this program, and she loves 4412. So Shamri, are you there with us? Can you unmute?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, Shamri, tell us all about
All right.
4412 and how it's working for you.
Okay. So let me just tell you, the product makes you not hungry and turns off that food waste. So I didn't think I was a snacker. I thought, just kind of a little backstory about me. I moved to Las Vegas in 2020. So when the world was shut down, worked at home, and working that shift of working at home made me become a snacker that I didn't realize, because I was like, oh, I'm going to make sure that I'm healthy while I'm working at home. Every time I run, or I'm going to drink five glasses of water. And every time I go down to refill my water, I'll be getting some steps. Well, every time I went down to refill my water, I was also grabbing some chips or even some carrots or some nuts or whatever. Like, I was eating all day long, right? So like Todd said, my insulin, my blood sugar was staying up here the whole time. It never had a chance to go down. So I didn't realize it until I started this program. First day, I had my breakfast. I ran downstairs to fill up my water, and there was a bag of nuts on the table. And I was like, oh, cool, I can eat those. And I went to grab them, and I was like, I can't. It's in the 4-hour window. I'm not eating right now. So that was a big wake up. And throughout those first couple of days, I realized how much I was grabbing just a few things, just a couple chocolate chips while I was cooking dinner, an ice cream run with my kids after dinner, just little things. Maybe the ice cream wasn't so little, but just all those little times I was grabbing things mindlessly. And then, of course, I wasn't eating that much in my meals because I was snacking all day long. So I couldn't figure out why I wasn't losing weight. Duh. But I think also, like Tanya said, it makes you eat. I have noticed, I've had a few times, so we've been doing this for 10 weeks, okay? I've had twice where I've hit a plateau where I've had some big drops and then I've just gone real steady for a couple of days, and it's really frustrating. So I'm really analytical. I'm an accountant by trade. So I'm looking at all the numbers, right? And the numbers on the times that I'm at a plateau, I'm not eating as much. And so the 4-4-12 helps us to eat regularly, but also our very first week, I went to a girls' camp with our church. And so I was at somebody else's mercy of food. And so I had to eat when it was mealtime, but also the girls had all these snacks. We had a huge tub full of chips and candy and junk. Well, I didn't eat enough at my first meal. And then at lunch, I was hungry. And so I quickly learned while I was there, if I didn't want to be tempted by those snacks, I needed to make sure I was eating enough at my meals. And so I don't stuff myself, but I get pretty full at those meals. And it really does hold you. Like today, I ate breakfast at 9. At noon, I wasn't hungry yet. So I pushed it and I pushed it. I did push it a little bit too long because I got caught up on calls, but you do want to make sure that you're getting those meals, because then it helps you get through the gaps. Anyway, I think it's great. It's helped with my habits so much, and it's probably been a key thing for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Kay, Shemri, I'm going to ask you the magic question. How much weight have you lost so far? Do you
27 pounds.
27 pounds in 10 weeks.
27 pounds. But for 2 weeks, I haven't lost a pound. So I did that in 8 weeks.
That's crazy.
I'm getting ready to break that plateau to start losing some more.
Love it. What does your family think?
Oh my goodness. So part of my why was my husband had a heart procedure right before we started this. And so he has started working out with me. My son eats. I haven't fully converted my husband to eating the exact same way as me. He still likes the sugary snacks, but my son has eaten with me. And my daughter always tells me, like, the other day we were at a dealership and I said, oh, look, I think this is one of those skinny mirrors. Like, it makes you look thinner, you know? And she's like, Mom, that's how you really look. So anyways, it's kind of fun.
That's awesome. Well, Shemri, thank you so much. And thank you for being part of this group. Thank you for sharing your experience in this so far. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So guys, yeah, so those are the first two big things, right? Low glycemic, and then 4-4-12, no snacking. And that's so simple to explain to people. The next part is not going to come to a surprise to anyone, and that is we got to be active. And so we ask that you have 30 minutes of activity 5 days a week. Okay. So that 30 minutes, guys, that's going to look like something different for everybody. Okay. So for some people, that could just be walking. Walking is one of the most healthy things you can do. It could be running. It could be Pilates. It could be CrossFit. It could be, whatever you want to do. You need to exercise at the level you're at. And then you can work your way up. And so we don't want to do anything crazy for people. We don't want them to get hurt or anything like that. And so obviously we have tools that we can use to help with that. But exercise does so many things, and just being active 30 minutes every day is going to help with your body, your brain. It's going to lower stress. Man, so people are so stressful right now. When I'm stressed, if I just go on a walk or I go work out, I feel so much better. You get those endorphins that rush through your blood. It's like a natural high, so to speak. It energizes you. And the best part is being active fights disease, and it strengthens your health. And the thing I love is in this group that we have some participants that did not exercise, or they didn't push themselves when it came to exercise. And so as we've gone through this 12-week program, we've taught them different forms of exercise, from cardio to resistance training to HIIT workouts. And again, we've just asked them to trust the process. And so I have a wonderful lady here with us tonight who trusted this process and started working out and has had phenomenal results. So I wanted to bring on Diane real quick. Diane, if you can unmute yourself, I want everyone to tell your story about working out and some of the workouts that you tried and what are the benefits you're seeing.
Okay. Well, first of all, I am one of those people that never exercised. It just wasn't my thing. And a few years ago, I developed arthritis in my knees. And being a little bit of a nerd that I am, I realized that it's mostly caused from inflammation. So that kept me from exercising because it hurt. Frankly, it hurt. And so when I started this program, we have a fabulous nutritionist who I spoke with about my knees and all that stuff. And she said, you know, when you start feeling a little bit better and you start exercising more, you're going to notice that your knees are better. Well, hallelujah, because this program has helped to diminish my inflammation. My knees are stronger, and now I can do squats, which is something that I never ever thought that I would be able to do. So I'm exercise. I get out of bed in the morning and I can't wait to get to the gym or to get in front of my YouTube videos and do my exercises. And I do a variety of different ones. I do dumbbell weights. I do cardio. I also do resistance training, strength training, which is I found to be really exceptional to help me with my knees and the strength in my quads to help me do all these things. And then after dinner, I go for a walk every night, at least 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm getting about an hour of exercise per day. Sometimes I don't want to quit. I just want to keep going. And I even got to the point where I thought, you know, I'm going to try one of these HIIT exercises. Up to this point, they always scared the heck out of me because the name alone makes it sound really intimidating. But I tried it and fell in love with it. So now I could do one every day, but she's telling me, no, cut back, and do your resistance training. So that's what I'm doing. Resistance training with bands, with dumbbell weights, and cardio several times a week. And I have found that I am so energized and so, like I say, sometimes I get going and I don't want to quit the exercise because it makes you feel so good. I love it.
I love it. You've been doing awesome, Diane. And Diane, if you're willing to share, you don't have to, but if you don't mind sharing, how has your weight loss been? And then any non-scale victories that you have.
Well, I'm proud to say that I have lost 26 pounds. And
That's
non-scale victories are like reaching into my closet where I had some skinny clothes and they fit.
I bet that feels good.
To me, that just, yeah, I go, whoa, this is so awesome. I'm wearing this to work today. You know, it's exciting for me. And I just cannot wait for other people to feel as wonderful as I feel. So for a person at my age to feel so good, like I feel like everything in my body is working the way it's supposed to. And that's amazing to me.
That's awesome, Diane. Thank you so much for sharing this. And again, just like the others, you're absolutely crushing this. And I love those victories. You know, I have a skinny suit and I have a pleasingly plump suit. And I love when I can fit in that skinny suit. So I can totally understand that non-scale victory there. Okay, so now we're talking about low glycemic, 4-4-12, exercise, activity. Now reset meal, guys. This is why I am not speaking Spanish. This is what makes it fun, right? There's so many aspects to this. We call it a reset meal. Others have known this to be called a cheat meal. It's not a cheat day. It's not a reset day. It's a reset meal. And so for each week, you can eat whatever you want for 1 hour. Okay. But there's some guidelines to this. Okay. So with that, Cass, if you can go to the next slide with the guidelines, don't go too crazy, right? Like, guys, you don't want to make yourself sick. You don't want to throw up. Okay. Because I've seen people actually do this. They get the cheeseburger, the fries, the milkshake, and they just go, and then they get sick on the way home. Take the new product number 1, and that actually helps a lot. And keep it to 1 hour. You don't want to go more than 1 hour. So there's a lot of reasons to this. Number 1, from a mental side, right? Like, you don't want to just give up on everything forever. That just sucks, right? So this allows you to indulge once a week. It's kind of that 80-20 rule, right? So you can be good all week long. And maybe it's the weekend too, however, whatever your schedule looks like, but you know you have something to look forward to that you don't have to give up on for the rest of your life. So, you know, for me, that's like pizza. So I love pizza as reset meals. Some people want pasta. Some people want burgers, like whatever it is, like donuts. Sure, have that at your reset meal. So, guys, those that are part of this program, throw in the chat if you're in the trial group. Tell them what some of your reset meals have been, and what those have done for you. There's really some science behind it. So there's kind of the mental side, but there's actually a scientific side too. So there's a couple hormones that come to play that tell us when to eat, when we're full, things like GLP-1, things like ghrelin, things like leptin. When you start to eat low glycemic, your leptin levels can start to diminish. When that happens, it tells your body that essentially you're in a state of famine, and it tells your body to slow down on consuming fat or burning fat as a fuel source. So when you have this reset meal, it's kind of like breaking the code, right? You're essentially really cheating the system by having an influx of simple carbohydrates and sugars and fats that tell your body that, hey, we're not in a famine, everything's great, continue to burn this fat, baby. So that's why we do reset meals. There's so many great science and again, from a psychological side to a physical side, lots of benefits. So guys, that's the macros of the program. There's a lot of micros that we'll talk about too, but those are the core parts of the program of this body transformation system. So now you guys have seen the program, you know what everybody's doing. I've seen this work for thousands of people, but I've never seen it work like on this group because of the whole transformation program tied to the products. These products are incredible. So some of these products you guys are already familiar with. You've already known to love them. You've done an incredible job at selling them. So Modair chocolate whey protein, guys, this is a hiding sleeper. This is so freaking good. You drink this with like some Fairlife milk, or man, you can just drink it with water. It doesn't matter. Throw some PB2 in there and you have the most delicious breakfast. High protein. We continue to teach everyone to prioritize protein. We'll get into that in just a minute. A lot of the people that are in the trial right now had not ever really used the Modair whey protein, and now they're using it every single day as part of their routine. Okay, so the reason we do that, it's got the BCAAs, it's got the protein, and it just tastes freaking good. The next part is Burn. Guys, Burn's an incredible product. We know that some people are a little sensitive to caffeine, so we can help there a little bit. It's always good to take with a meal. You take 3 capsules a day, but some people don't want to take it later in the afternoon. So maybe you could take 2 capsules in the morning, 1 at lunch, but we definitely recommend taking it with a meal. It's got some really good ingredients in there. I'm not going to go into too much of a product training tonight because Jen Anderson already did that and she did such a great job. But Burn is another sleeper. Great product. And then, of course, the All-Star Trim. We know what this does. And then, of course, coming soon, product new 1 and 2, which, again, Jen talked about last night. So when you combine the program and you combine the supplements, all this together supports healthy weight management, fat loss with a healthy diet and exercise. It's going to support blood sugar levels. It's going to reduce hunger cravings and snackings between meals. It's going to help with appetite control, feeling fuller longer, supports overall health benefits, and easy to use while enjoying the food you love. That's one of the most important parts. And the best part is it's affordable. Some people are spending so much money on weight loss solutions. And this, not only are you getting awesome supplements, but some of these supplements replace meals. They keep you from eating more, so you're saving money. It's incredible. So how does this whole system work together? Well, what you do is product 1 is the one that Shane talked about at the very beginning and Jen Anderson talked about last week. This helps reduce cravings. You feel fuller longer and promotes GLP-1 levels. So it increases your own GLP-1 production. The way it does that, so you can take this before either your biggest meal of the day, and everyone's going to be a little bit different. And again, maybe I'll chime in again on our participants to go into the chat here and tell everyone what's working best for them, because it's going to work a little bit different for everybody. So if you're following 4-4-12, maybe some people have a harder time going from dinner to breakfast the next day. And so some people might take Curb before dinner, but some people like afternoon snacking. So the product may be a little bit better at lunch. Okay. So you have that as well. So again, it could be before your biggest day, or before your biggest meal, or breakfast, or sorry, lunch or dinner. It doesn't matter. Okay, so product 2 is going to help build lean muscle, boost performance, reduce muscle soreness especially when you combine this with diet and exercise. Okay, and this is one that you can take throughout the day and I'm sorry, throughout your workout, not the day, throughout your workout or after your workout. I know a lot of our participants, they've talked about how much they enjoy it and how good it is. Both of these products taste phenomenal. And then, of course, we already talked about trim. So you're going to take this one time a day in the morning. Burn, you're going to take, like we said, it's up to you. You're going to take that up to 3 times a day. And then the protein you're going to take once a day. So this is how the program fits in with the supplementation. Now, guys, I talked to you about kind of the 4 macros from the low glycemic, the 4-4-12, the exercise, the reset meal. But every week, our participants have been getting education. And then not only are they learning about those things, they're also learning about many other things. So every week we have a nutrition category that we talk about. And then we have a lifestyle category that we talk about. And then we talk about each of the supplements. So from nutrition, we talk about fat burning zones. This week we talked about sugar. We've got into sugar. We talked about the different types of sugar. There's so many sugars out there. We talked about how those affect the body, whether they're digested quickly and raise your blood sugar, or if they're digested through the liver and how that gets fat created through the liver. I mean, we get into all kinds of stuff. We talk about lifestyle. We talk about tracking your success. We talk about sleep habits. Sleep habits play such a huge role on your GLP-1 levels. We talk about emotional eating and stress and cortisol levels. Like, we get into it. We talk about prioritizing protein and making protein one of the biggest macronutrients of your day. And then, of course, each week we talk about one of the Modere products, 1 and 2, which one was mentioned like 3 times tonight, one by me. So good times. So anyways, just to recap, prioritize low glycemic eating, practice 4-4-12 with avoiding snacking and taking product, the one we talked about, X, 30 minutes of activity, have a reset meal once a week. Guys, I will tell you, some of our participants didn't want to have a reset meal, but now they see the benefits of it. So have a reset meal, and of course, use the whole body transformation system with all of the supplementation. So anyways, I'm sure you guys have questions. Drop them in the chat. We'll put this on One Voice and we can go in there and answer any questions. But guys, essentially that is the program. It's worked for thousands of people. It's working for our core 28 trial group, and the benefits have just been exacerbated. I can't remember the word. Exaggerated. I'm thinking medical terms. Exaggerated by these 2 new products, and of course our other supplementation. So with that, we're going to round up this night with Mr. TJC, Senior Director of Business Development, the man that creates all of our promotions, all of our collections, and just makes everyone happy. So turn it over to TJ.
Hey, thank you, Todd, so much. And thanks, Shane, for kicking this off. This was another amazing call. So excited for this launch in September. Can't wait to see everyone at Fall Social Marketing Summit. But we're not waiting till Fall Social Marketing Summit to get this going. We have a promo running right now. It started on the 27th of August. And you guys, I know it's Labor Day weekend, so we purposely took what typically is a 3-day end of month promo and made it an 8-day end of month promo. This promo is running from August 27th all the way through September 3rd. So be sure that you take advantage of it. There's 3 really cool, exciting announcements with this program, or this end of month promo. Number 1, 5-day drop. With any 5-day drop you purchase, which is still a great way to kickstart your weight loss journey, just like it says in the slide here, with every 5-day drop purchase, because there's several different variations of it, you get a free Modere Access Uplift and a free Modere branded tape measure to track your success. Modere Access Uplift is an incredible product. It helps with mood, stress, energy, all things that are important when you're managing your weight loss journey. So this is a great promo just for the 2 free products. But the cool thing about this is we've also introduced the next kind of generation, the latest update to the 5-day drop, which is the 5-day drop complete. So the 5-day drop complete in the US is 5 products. It's the same 4 that you're used to: probiotic, revitalize, greens, and digestive enzymes. But we added the Activate. I noticed in the chat here, a lot of people are like, is Activate still available? Is Activate going anywhere? Activate is not going anywhere. It's still available. We've moved it here into the 5-day drop complete, and it'll still be available as a single add-on product and available in other collections as well. So Activate's not going anywhere. It's a great product to add to the 5-day drop, makes it the 5-day drop complete. For our Canadians on the Modere Global shop, the 5-day drop complete includes fiber instead. Okay, so it's still the 5-day drop, 5 products in that complete. So the other really cool, exciting announcement about this end of the month promo is that it connects all the excitement that you're feeling right now about what's coming in September. It connects it to right now, because when you buy any 5-day drop with this end of the month promotion, in the background in our system, we're dropping a little promotion on your account. So when you buy one of our new body transformation collections in September, we'll run a promo from the 21st through October 1st. When you buy one of our body transformation collections, you'll save money if you've bought a 5-day drop with our August end of the month promo. Now, there's a lot of questions about how much do you save. You're going to save between $10 and $25 on a new body transformation collection. We'll give you more details on that as it comes, but we're basically going to give people options. There's going to be different options of those body transformation collections, and based on which collection you buy during that launch period, kind of a good, better, or best, that's what determines how much savings you get based on the 5-day drop purchase that you make right now. So very exciting, a lot going on. Thanks again for everybody joining the call. Have a great week, and we will see you again next Thursday. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.